It's Tuesday, the 28th of February 2017. Still struggling, but falling gracefully. Minus 200, minus $29.72. Two losses, one win on the crude. What is there to say? The flow relies on trust, and it relies on action, and action follows trust. So, you know, I see what I see the flow. It's one thing to see it, it's another thing to act on it. I still see it clearly, and I'm aware of that. That doesn't mean that what I see, the triggers that I see don't lose. But if you take all the triggers that the flow suggests you take, you end up with a profit pretty damn consistently. So last week we had 4 for 5 or 5 for 5 in this mode. I can't remember, but at least 4 of the 5 days were winning days, and the one losing day was less than the winning days. So this mode of trading, excuse me, this mode of trading does work. It does work, but you need to follow through. And I haven't been doing that yesterday and today. Perhaps that's because I had a chat with my mom. That could be, she just got back from Jamaica, or little subtle things like that. The coffee I had on for the first time in literally years on Sunday morning. And don't worry, air cages, I'm not blaming you. It's just, I was going with the flow, and sometimes when you go with what what you feel or what the flow suggests you should do, it's going to lead to a dead end. So I quickly realized that, didn't have another coffee. I'm not certain that that's what the issue was, but in any case, suffice it to say that Monday and Tuesday have been decidedly different to Tuesday through Friday last week. So let's look at the trades and have a look and see what was done or not done. So 6B, I really wanted to take a 421 long here, and I would have been out at 442-ish. So right here, as it just before it broke up higher, because there was some resistance there. And I didn't take that. I'm just not going with what I'm seeing. I didn't take that. Then what did I take first? I took the CL first here. And I knew it was good for a dead cat bounce, so I wasn't looking for anything big. And my target just so happens to have been 98, 2 cents before the whole number, 54 even, and also just before this pivot. And I could see it struggling, so I took it off for break even, and it went to 98. That's not a mistake per se, that's just reading the flow and getting out before you get shafted, excuse my terminology. So that was that. And then what was next? The 6J was next. And this was definitely stepping out of the flow, and I'll explain why. Let me bring the pen. I saw this big up candle. We saw 3 waves here like this. This is people's stops being taken out on the short side. And then we saw this, what's that called? Hammer. Which technically speaking is not a hammer because it's not at the end of a downtrend, but it's a hammer on resistance come support, and then a negation of that long signal. So if you imagine people, it's rolling over, pace is rolling over, the conviction's falling, and then we get a low volume down move that doesn't follow through and ends with a wick. Then a huge big green candle with green volume to boot. So now the shorts are worried, but they think, okay, maybe there's stops here or up there or wherever it is. Some stops get taken out here, but some people have bigger stops. They're saying, okay, maybe it's going to roll over from here. This is the high, and it's going to continue this way. But when they see this candle, now they're worried because we've got a change in polarity. So when I saw that, I was expecting to see a shooting star here to negate that and continue the move down. And that's what we got for 1 hour. And then I didn't get in here. And when I saw these wicks here, I ignored those wicks and I played it as if I had got in here. And that was my mistake. I should have waited for up here, and in which case I would have had the shot at 1 or 2 or whatever that is. But I didn't do that. and that was the result. But that was avoidable. The other trade we looked at wasn't, which was 6B. Okay, we had that, and then CL. Although I took it off and it did go to target, this was unavoidable. It's just bad luck. But this 6J could have been avoided. And so and now we've got locational bias. Because it betrayed me or I made a mistake on it, on this trade, I didn't take this, I put the order to short right here at 38, or what was it, 37.5, basically the close of this little candle with the wick. I put the order there to short a fraction of, like a few 2-3 seconds too late, because I looked back at what happened here, and that made me delay, or I chose to delay putting the order on there, and boom, it went down and fulfilled whatever targets you would have wanted in this mode of trading. 37.5 all the way down to 22.5. That's 3R for your 5 ticks risk, 15 ticks potential gain, which I most definitely would have taken off, especially as the low is where I entered here. So I would have got 2 or more R out of that trade, but I didn't do that. And then what did we have? 6C, there was nothing going on there. And finally, YM, I just, for whatever reason, didn't want to take this short here because I had already been in it last night. And so I thought, better not go back in because it might take my money. All these faulty, I know they're, you know, they're not clever ways of thinking, but that's what was going through my head, and I was aware of it, but unable to get myself to take action and short this at 27, which would have, I had my target down at 05, I think, right here, just to front run the whole number and the pivot here. So that would have been 27 to 05 is 2.2R. I didn't get that. So what did I get? I got 6B. And even this 6B trade, it went up above these wicks and I didn't move to break even as I should have. I said right here, here's where I should be moving to break even, and I was afraid I'd get stopped to the tick and then it would go off without me. I took the full stop. So basically, in a nutshell, the 2 stops that I've taken today are 2 stops that could have been avoided, and then I've missed a bunch of entries, two entries at least, if not 3. And finally, I went over to CL and I took the trade. This was a volume-based trade. You had waves, 3 waves like this with their 2 corrective waves, a la the Momo reversal that we spoke about. Without the volume, this was a volume capitulation. You see this tree here, that tree there, that one, and then this lower volume here, which coincided with the wick that's being hidden by, I'll just delete it, this wick here, which is partially hidden by the marker. Got in there at 22, I think, or something, and then got out at 33 for 11 ticks for 6 ticks risk. So that's whatever that is, 1.83 or 1.86 R reward to risk. So yeah, that was the day. Down, lots of movement, lots of ideas of what I should have done, could have done, would have done, blah blah blah, but the end result is negative, and it's simply because I'm not, when you're playing these smaller time frames, or I know the 5-minute chart isn't particularly small, some people go on the 1 minute, or God forbid the 15-second chart like I used to, but I'm playing for a shorter, I'm looking to trade a shorter time frame, but as you can see, it's 7 o'clock, after 7 o'clock here, Central European time. I should be long gone, and I would have been long gone had I taken trades, stepped into the flow. So perhaps it's the new combine, you know, early combine nerves, or whatever the case may be, but that's what I'm looking at, that's what I need to fix. And for now I'm failing, or falling, I shouldn't say failing, falling gracefully. You know, I've lost 29.72 today, lost 68 yesterday, but on Friday made 150, I think, or something like that. So I'm up $55.77 on the combine. At this rate, I would pass the combine in 3 months, but I'm not even going to think about that. I'm going to keep my eyes on the prize, which is the process. I'm going to look at the process and see, judge myself based on that. So I'm pleased with the way I fell gracefully today and could, appraise what, I did a good appraisal of my state and didn't push too hard and didn't create a mess in terms of overlooking the mistakes I'm making. Because I could go on trading today, and I think the best thing to do is leave today. I've spent too many hours here. I haven't been sat here since 10 in the morning. I've been coming and going, but my focus isn't there. So I'm going to tread water for now. Hopefully, if tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, I can hit plus 100, plus 100, and plus 100, then, I've made 200 for the week, and that would be something. Or 150, 150, 150. That's the sort of trading, as I mentioned in a recent video, that I'm looking to do. So that's all I got for you today. Don't know if I'm going to do the whole, dress up the video or whatever, but I'll throw this out there, and then I'll catch you all tomorrow in tomorrow's video. Bye for now.